millage. I estimated they had $52,000 of improperly diverted money from the P40 fund to the general fund. They say they have $140,000 to $150,000 incorrectly done. That's not true. They are misrepresenting that about $90,000 more dollars will be in their general fund, giving them plenty of money to operate the parks. This again, I believe this is a decision that's been made, and now we just don't want the facts to confuse the issue. Thank you very much.
I appreciate Chuck Walter's words, and he has helped us a lot, and there may very well be more money, but as I stated earlier, this is about an inability to operate by being under constant attack. I would also say that the Budget Commission had a different choice. They had a choice to work with us. Here's an example when Chuck was a fiscal officer back in 2014. There was a financial audit that received two findings: certificate of estimated resource to reflect the proceeds of debt issuance, which resulted in appropriations exceeding estimated receipts by $1.4 million. Now, that happened before Chuck was the fiscal officer, I believe. And the second finding was a material weakness resulting in the township's failure to make the necessary postings in its UAN system of any refunding of debt issuances. One of the things the auditor asked us to do, or the Budget Commission, was to get on UAN, and our errors were minute compared with these errors, but the Russell budget still was passed and corrected, which is what I feel like should have been done here.
I'd like to add something. I hope, or I really request, any further decisions on the auditor's part to be documented in writing. Our accountants are asking for something in writing, a decision in writing. The state is asking for a document in writing. Whatever your decisions are, we need them in writing to have for our records and for other people's records.
Could I answer that question? What have I not given you in writing? It's been volumes of paper. What have I not given you in writing?
You have given us a number of spreadsheets, and I know you must have put a lot of work into that. When I called for the supporting documentation for those spreadsheets, I was told I was wasting the assistant auditor's time.
Who told you that?
Your assistant auditor.
Did you ask the guy two steps down from you if he has that backup data?
The backup data.
It's all been given to them.
It's all been given.
What we have.
You have every piece of paper that we created. It's all public record. This is not something that we can hide.
Even on the backup data though, Chuck, I've got numbers from you, which I appreciate all the time that we spent together. But you have a revenue estimate that you asked us to use of $12,575 for a year, and then on this millage. And I go back to the listing from Russell Township, and this was attached to one of the minutes that shows that number is $11,725.71. Nobody seems to know the correct numbers.
I don't understand. Nobody seems to know me. You people don't seem to know.
No, I don't.
You're the fiduciary agents. You have a fiscal officer. Here's a catch-22. Here's something you could have done to be able to blame me for everything.
I don't want to.
Which Donna wants to do. If you had not appointed a fiscal officer or a treasurer, do you know who would be your fiscal officer? Me. As the auditor, I would be your fiscal officer. But you chose not to do that. So you have no one to blame but yourself for the decisions you made. If you're not capable of doing a budget, you shouldn't be doing a budget. But you can't turn in a budget that doesn't add up. 5 numbers should be able to add up to a 6th number. Yours don't.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that.
Well,
Yes, sir.
I have the data if you want it.
Good evening, Pat McCarthy. I live on Suffolk Lane, Russell Township. I would move the board to appoint the auditor as your financial advisor. There seems to be a lot of confusion about numbers. There seems to be a lot of animosity about what's happened in the past, and quite frankly, there's been a lot of effort spent looking back and not looking forward. I'd like to look forward, and I think what you need are the tools in order to look forward. And whether it's having the ability to put together a proper budget, whether or proper amount of funding from a levy that's on the ballot for the 1545 board, or whether or not the 511 will have proper funding. All of these things should be cemented in stone in your mind before you even contemplate engaging in a 25-year lease. It's malfeasance to consider a lease for 25 years when you don't know your financial position and there are 2 levies on the ballot. And that's all I have to say. But if you need help, you should ask the auditor.
Anyone else?
All right, so I'm struggling here, guys. First of all,
Who are you?
Jerry Stefanski, 7728 Dines Road, resident for whatever, 28 years. I think Scott is a man of integrity. I don't necessarily see eye to eye in him. I think we should wait. I am really struggling. I voted for the 511 board because I wanted to make sure that our parks, which I want to be passive, I want to be green space. We have enough places for people to walk now, take their dogs, take their kids to play on the ball fields. We have that. I want green space. But when we get back to some of the things I heard today, I've heard recently, the 511 board is in this vindictive mode that you guys have got to get out of. You've got to step up, be the bigger boys in the room, and start doing what's right for this township. These guys, Scott in particular, is trying to do that. I do not believe that he is a Grandel puppet. I believe he wants to do the right thing. I think some of these people are making his job impossible. Why anybody would want to do that job is beyond me. And Russell Township, Mueller, you and the other guys have to step up and do what's right for the county, for the township, and not let this go to the board. It's not a matter of your egos. It's a matter of what's right for these residents in this room. And Scott, thank you. And like I said, I would never do your job.
Someone else on that side of the room?
I'm Donna Falls.
We need a step stool for you.
I've been told that a lot, and I'm just getting shorter. I'm Donna Falls. I live at 14912 Hook Hollow, new resident to Ohio. I just want to introduce myself. I've been to many types of meetings in the past in my home state. I would like to say thank you to all of you because I know the work it goes into being a volunteer. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, and I'd like to say thank you for that because I know what it's like. But I've never been to a meeting where there's, as this gentleman just said, a lot of, yes. But again, I also agree with what's the rush. The reason I came to Ohio, I'm not from Ohio. I came to Ohio because I love the green. I love the trees. I love the waterfalls. I see plenty of parks and, for children, and I love what the education's doing here because the state I'm from, it's awful. I love what this state does, but I came for the green. My daughter just came here this weekend to visit. She wasn't even thinking of coming here to Ohio and trying for a job. She is now saying, Mom, it was one of the best weekends I've ever had in my life. All she wanted to do was go and see the countryside. So I'm just asking to wait also. I have a lot to learn. I understand that, and I hope to, but I don't see what the rush is either. Thank you.
Janet Hargrave. I live at 7800 Clarion Drive in Russell Township. I've lived there for 26 years now. I back up to Harry McDrew's farm, and as this panel knows, I'm very passionate about this subject for McDrew Farm. I would love to have it kept a passive place. That's one of the reasons I live there, is because of the peace and the quiet and the animals that come through my yard. I don't understand what the rush is to do this. I'm hopeful that the two park boards can sit down in a room with us there, all of you at one table with us here,